Alright everyone, here we are with ticker symbol SNDL, Sundial's Growers Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back. And let's jump into this chart. So here we are with Sundial. It's been in a very bearish run, and we have some important numbers to look at because as this bearish run has continued, we've broken through support. We've hit newer lows, and we got really close to some important numbers here. So we're going to look at some numbers here before this ran up. So this ran up and hit highs here of about 53 cents and dipped fairly quickly to these lows here. So I want us to zoom in here and see these numbers. It hit lows here of about, I'd say, 23 cents. And then we have another low here before the run for the next bullish run was 25 cents. Well, we are currently right now at numbers that are pretty close to 25 cents based off the lows today. And then also our next step, if that 25 cent low does get broken through, would be 23 cents. And that would mean that this is going to hit newer lows and newer support levels. Now after that, obviously we need to go ahead and look at the past before this run where it was kind of steady going in a bearish trajectory and it hit those lows. But as of right now, those aren't as important because we're holding up above 25 cents. You can see that the bulls actually reappeared, but we're going to want to look at these new numbers based off the chart, and also keep in mind after these support levels, the number 23 cents, because 23 cents is the next support after that. So I want us to be aware that I will have a trivia question at the end of this video, so stay tuned for it till the end of this video. It helps you guys because those are some cues that you want to keep in mind for the next coming days and weeks. So support was broken through. Support was up at the 27 cent range, and here we are now at a new support level, and let's move our support to its new location, and we're down closer to the 25 cent range, and our resistance has moved. So now we're at a new location, and this is the highest point before the end of the day as the recovery started, and there was a rejection there and it leveled off. So I want every single investor to be aware that this resistance level is important, but there is another important one above that, and it's actually above the 50-day moving average, and that's up here at 2960, so that we are aware of that. 2960 is the highest point before this fell to these newer lows. So 2960 is actually above the 50-day moving average, and it's the highest point before this low. So keep that in mind. That's the most important resistance level so that the bulls can actually pull away from the 50-day moving average. Now, what is our 50-day moving average? The 50-day moving average is 28.27. I can't land exactly on it. It jumps around, but 28.27 is the point to be exact, and if that gets broken through, this will start to see newer highs and newer resistance levels and get into bullish territory. Now, before the bulls can get there, they're going to have to break through this resistance. This resistance is 26.96. Now, 26.96 does not mean, and I want every investor to be aware of this, that the bulls have reappeared and that this actually ran up and now the bulls are in control. No, that is the first point, right, of reference for us as investors to be aware that this is on its way closer to the 50-day moving average to get back into bullish territory. So this is an indicator for us investors where this might be heading, and also it's the beginning catalyst to turn 26.96 into a support so that this can reach newer highs and newer resistance levels. It's the beginning so that the bulls are getting closer to their goal, which is the 50-day moving average. I want every single investor to be aware of that. That does not signify that the bulls have gained control. That is the first step to start gaining control and get closer back into bullish territory. Now, on the other hand, we have what the bears want. And the bears want to break through this support level. And based off the history of the chart, as I stated, 25 cent range was important, and then we have our 23 cent range, which is important. So keep that number in mind. But as of right now, 25 right here to the dot, if we get it right there on the point, 25.10 is our support level. If that gets broken through, the bears are gaining control. They're pulling further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. So that is what the bears want. And if this support gets broken through, I want to emphasize to all investors, pay very close attention to how this stock is reacting. How quickly is it hitting newer lows? And are the bears actually pulling this down fairly quickly, or are the bulls trying to reappear and bring this back up? Because if the bulls are trying to reappear and bring this back up, even though they're still in bearish territory, it will stop the bears from getting this to newer lows, newer support levels, and further away from the 50-day moving average. So super important to keep in mind how this stock is behaving if it breaks through support, and how quickly is it moving down. And keep in mind the next support level is 23 cents for the near term or the next coming days. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. So, trivia question. What is the most important resistance level above the 50-day moving average, which is the highest point before this fell? And what is the most important support level if this support right here of 25.10 gets broken through? I look forward to seeing your guys' comments down below. Those are some very important cues for the next coming days and weeks, according to the volatility of this stock, in whichever direction it goes. And thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. In that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on these scheduled dates. On these scheduled dates, the S&P 500 index is rising due to the fact that the S&P 500 index is being pumped because of the Federal Reserve. Now, the Federal Reserve is pumping the overall market and in turn makes part of the S&P 500 index rise. Now, what does that mean for us as investors? Well, if the S&P 500 index is rising, then there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it. I highly encourage every single investor to check it out. I did an updated video for this week. Check out the video. It's going to pop up soon. But just to give you a little summary, that these individual ticker symbols could be rising anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot per share, but it does add up. And like I always say, profits are profits. I'm not here to guarantee you profits. I'm not here to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news that there's an opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. Check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.